Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Enter the Gungeon. I know you're probably like, NL, you sound so much better right now. I'm glad to hear you're over your illness. Wrong again, buddy. Just a convincing amount of perseverance, shall we say. We got Gunslinger's Ashes. I'm still a little sick, but I told you, it's not that bad. Angry Bullets. Hitting an enemy has a chance to refire the projectile at a nearby enemy. Interesting. And then Marine Sidearm. It's not that bad. I want to see, I've seen it work here, but I want to see Angry Bullets continue to work. I want to get a clear view of Angry Bullets working. Is that it working? Like it's a ricochet shot, but also occasionally gets an extra shot out of it? Or maybe it's just ricochet shots and I was reading the description wrong, which is also fair. Anyway, don't expect a special amount of a special route, shall we say, a special accomplishment in this Gungeon episode. Just enjoy the quiet appreciation of one of the best roguelites we've ever played in our lives, you know? Are we going to do the rat fight? Oh, for sure, that's my intention, at least. Are we going to be as good as we were on the last episode? No. We're going to be better. You know why? Because we're living in the present, baby. The past is the past. I'm very worried. Hey, well, I don't even know what hit me, but also, please, don't ricochet a shot into my water barrel. That time, I basically led to my own demise, for sure. It's a very long room. I do wish to go to the oubliette. Don't do it. Okay. So it was a tough room to preserve the barrel on, to be honest. Very rich in consumables. For that, I appreciate it. Come on. Come, you can do it. Okay, there we go. So far, no complaints. I actually think we're super in the mood to gun force here early on. And it is, unfortunately, the Gatling gull. You're like, why aren't you shooting your gun? Well, I feel like it'd be in our best interest with Gunslinger's Ashes to just, clear out as much of the garbage that will lead to the Gunslingers not working that well. Then once we actually hit some kind of like Mass Effect here, it'll all start to move a little bit faster. I'll level with you. I still just think maybe like I don't know how to use this properly. Like I'm using all of the ammo and it still kind of sucks. And I walked right into the bullet. Like, am I missing something with this? I suppose, what I had talked about last time we had this weapon was aim to miss. And then just by virtue of there being a lot of your dudes on the screen, it's like creating familiars in Isaac or something like that. But that's really bad damage compared to what we seem to get out of the Marine Sidearm. So I'm inclined to sign off and say that, not from the video, but sign off from a what's the word I'm looking for here? From a supervisory standpoint and be like, hey, that gun sucks. Might be missing something. That's one I've given an honest try to many, many times, but. So Luxon cannon, by the way. I feel like this is a good gun. A lot of people tell me my opinion about the Luxon cannon is incorrect. You might say, NL, I'll defend you. An opinion can't be incorrect. That's wrong. Then, in fact, I think that's the damaging reasoning. Your English teacher is lying to you. Some opinions are very wrong indeed. For example, Iron Man 3 is the best Marvel Cinematic Universe film. That's wrong. I know that it's also subjective, but we have an obligation to stand up to wrongness of that degree when we see it. Yo, the large shotgun, a shotgun that's large, very happy to see it. We're going to just temporarily use Marine Sidearm. Dude, I'm totally going to go to the oubliette. But we gotta obviously finish the floor first. I don't know what we got going on with Marine Sidearm, but maybe Angry Bullets is also a damage upgrade to a small extent. Dude, we're definitely going to the oubliette. I'll open this. It doesn't bother me, dude. Meat Bun is actually pretty solid. Also, I'm feeling a little peckish, so you got my attention. We need to buy a key. We're going to have 35 casings for the next floor. I think it's totally fine. Big Shotgun is for sure our boss killer, though. What do we use Meat Bun for? Honestly, probably surviving the rat fight would be the easiest one. But I'm a little, not nervous. Nervous is not a fair assessment of how I feel about this. But perhaps modestly anxious about the fact that on our last run, we were enabled to do well. Partially by the fact that by the time we left the first floor, we had 5 HP. We also had Riddle of Lead, which is, you know, can't expect something like that to show up on the first floor of every run. That's just ridiculous. However, how cool would that be? Exactly. Real cool. So I think Luxon cannon for rooms until it runs out of ammo, which is one thing that it's very good at for sure. Followed by Big Shotgun for bosses, no problem. And I gotta be honest, I'm feeling good, you know. We can use some Isaac-style commentary here. Today's Sunday. It's always a little frustrating to be sick. Nobody ever wants to be sick. At least, you know, after you get past the point where you're like, if I'm sick, I don't have to do my essay until tomorrow. I still have to do it, but I can wait one extra day. And also have the added burden of physical illness. Once you kind of grow out of that attitude, nobody wants to be sick, but, you know, you just deal with it. It's a beautiful day outside. I'll probably go for a little walk. You know, I think depends on your level of illness for sure, and I'm not a doctor, but I do think it, you know, rest is good, and you shouldn't be going out and sneezing on people, but it's nice to stay active just a little bit. Like, obviously, I can't go to the gym while ill, because, I mean, it's irresponsible, on top of being, you know, probably a waste of my time, because I'm pretty sure the lifts will be garbage to begin with, but I mean irresponsible in the sense that it gets other people sick, which is very, very selfish. But going for a little walk in the outdoors, you know, getting some sun, getting some vitamin D, I think it's helpful. This will probably be the last video I record today. I'm not used to having so much of like a Sunday afternoon open to me. Most of the time, like Sunday 1 to 4, subscriber stream territory. Then like 4 to 9, I record other stuff. Right now, it's like 3:37 p.m. and this will be like the last thing I do today. It's like a little bit of retirement. I don't know what to do with myself. There's only so much Pokemon Go one man can play. I mean, like, the body is willing, but the lithium-ion battery can't stand up to that level of abuse. Okay, we're fine. Playing kind of badly. Dodging, like, really badly. Really appreciate the key, though. And casings are not going to be a problem. It appears. That's, you know, it hasn't been a real problem for us for a while, the casings thing, but it does pop up now and then. I know we've gotten a lot better at Gungeon, because we've kind of reached the point now where we've internalized and made automatic and implicit. I hate paying for the armor with the key. All the challenges you need to do to get to the rat fight. What do we got? Blank Lord. Sure. We'll think about it. The one thing I've been making a lot of, I've frequently been making the mistake of is on the 3rd floor still using blanks. And we've been able to get away with it most of the time. But admittedly, it's been fortuitous, shall we say. It's been a little bit lucky, because I've just, you know, completely forgotten about it and then had enough money to get a blank or something, or, you know, I've had armor I could use, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you're like, I don't care right now. I'm here for the commentary. Okay, I'm glad you're here for the commentary. If you don't watch Isaac, which, I'm not gonna force you to watch anything. You might not have heard, but I saw Midsommar yesterday, and man, I'm not gonna belabor the point because I already talked about it. Dans la Isaac. But now that is a movie, dude. I would highly recommend going to see that, with the caveat that it is a horror movie for one, and some people just don't like to see horror movies, and some people do not like to see horror movies in theaters, which I completely empathize with, although I do, I don't mind it myself. I did mind it for a while. Especially when I was a little bit younger, I was like, what if I get so scared I'd die in the movie theater? What if I want to leave the theater, but I don't want people to judge me for being a big baby who got too scared at a movie, Over time, I've realized, I've seen some pretty scary stuff in the theater, and, I just kind of got over it. Remember, it's a movie, it can't hurt you. But I understand. A lot of people go to the movies to be comfortable, for sure. And to enjoy themselves. And seeing a movie that is a little unpleasant and intense is not enjoyable for everybody. If you consider yourself in that group, though, dude. Consider going to see this summer's feel bad, but also sort of feel good film, Midsommar. It's good stuff, dude. Apart from that, it's been a pretty, okay. It's been a pretty, relaxing weekend for me. The only, the F1 race was good this weekend, but it's always just a little bit frustrating for me. The Tetraminator. I love it. It's always just a little frustrating for me. And I'm not, here's the thing. I put on a show of my own, so I get it. But it sucks that it is on the EU time zone. And I know there's 12 time zones in the EU. But I wanted to watch the race this weekend. And this is I want to watch the race this week. But, it's in England. So I looked up what time it started. And it said 7:30 a.m. on Sunday. And I went, wow, that sucks. That's way too early for me to wake up for. Just for, an hour and a half of an enjoyable sport. But then secondarily, I realized it said 7:30 Eastern time. And I was like, oh my God. That's 4:30 a.m. my time. Way too early to wake up for. And way too late to stay up for. It's not that it's impossible to do. I feel like people sometimes get that twisted up. Oh my God. They're like, well, you could wake up for it. It's just, 4:30 a.m. Sure, I could wake up for it. What I'm saying is that the consequences are not worth it. I could wake up for anything. I could not go to sleep for 4 days. It would suck, but, it's not like it's a thing that's not possible to do. The real question, we got to switch to something more decent, dude. The real question is whether or not in any way, shape, or form is it worth it to wake up at 4:30 a.m. my time to watch a bunch of millionaires drive around in Formula One cars. The answer to that question is not for me. But it's okay. One of the 4 races that takes place at a good time zone for me is probably coming up relatively soon. Dude, I ate meat bun. I got scared, I'll admit. Of course, I would like meat bun to last as long as possible. It's still alive. The damage bonus from meat bun is very real indeed. Oh my God, we did it. And we got a golden casing for our troubles, which is very fantastic. Let's use our best available room clearer for now. Seems like a great idea to me. Anyway, that's my only regret, is that the whole world has not yet realized the benefit of the Pacific time zone. And you might be saying, NL, that's selfish. Everybody thinks their time zone is the best. Really? I don't think so. Let me hit you up. Here's why PST is the best. It's the last time zone on the map with a significant population. As a result, by the time you wake up, hello? Almost all of the news that will have happened has happened. You wake up. Now, I get that this wouldn't make sense if the whole world was on PT, I guess, but you wake up, you check the news, and you're like, oh my God. All of the news stories from throughout the world are available to me. People in Australia are asleep right now. People in New York had they had 3 hours of wakefulness before this occurred. Me, I get to wake up and experience it. Now, you might say that's worthless. You would basically be correct. Most of this is a satirical bit that I'm struggling to find my way out of. Excuse me, 2? I'm mad. There goes Meat Bun. I rolled about a millisecond too early. It's okay. I mean, we were going to get hit at some point. It just sucks that it was right there. So either Tetraminator or the Anvilin should be our go-to here. This is a good test for us to really get a bit of an appraisal for the damage of the Tetraminator. And to be honest, is doing really good work. I see no reason to switch right now. Even if it is not the best DPS, which I think it probably is, having used the Anvilin a lot as well, it's at least in contention. Thank you for not doing the attack that necessitates blank usage sometimes. Now it's happening. No? It's a big flawless for us. You don't need me to tell you that? Having not gotten it on the first floor, this was pretty close to being actually necessary. Dude, Hexagon is an awesome room clearer. Now, it comes with some negativity as well, but namely, it's got 75 ammo. Makes it, whoa. Kind of a bad call for some things. But for this thing, I think that's totally fine. Okay, so what are we doing? We got 168 casings. We really need to buy the nod key, obviously. Great shot. Missed a target that was standing still. Real talk, I was kind of disappointed to find against... Well, great shot. And followed by a horrible shot. I was disappointed to find that the... against the Blobulord, the big shotgun kind of stunk it up. I'm hopeful. I mean, that's... in its own way, it's actually good, because now instead of saving it for a purpose which is fairly impotent at, we can just use it as kind of a complementary item to take out the riffraff with light hexagon. Save Tetraminator for boss clearing. So far, everything's coming on Millhouse, you know what I mean? We even got an active item to replace the derelict Meat Bun. Alright, let's see. Floor is done. I'm assuming the brown chest is open? Is open to us? It is. It is a piece of armor. We got 2 blue chests. So we definitely need nod. I think you just go status quo. You grab nod key. I do like the Chloranthy ring, to be honest, but you know, let's go with some keys instead, because I'm Chloranthy. You already know. Would I use it effectively? All signs point to no. You probably do not need me to tell you that it's hilarious that we got the Molotov launcher right out after getting the Molotov. I think it's naive of us to assume that all of our guns have a purpose right now. So instead of being lazy, or at the very least inconsiderate of my own needs, let's go to the Gun Muncher. And to be honest, it might not be the worst gun, but we are not going to use the Gunslinger's Ashes ever again. It fulfills no purpose for us. I also think we are okay, we'll get rid of the Luxing cannon. Is that or the Winchester, probably? The Molly launcher is, at least, it's usable. And it was worth it. Pulse cannon is definitely the best available out of those. I still think the Hexagun is probably our best room clearing option. Now, remember, your blanks are forever. Do not use them for dumb purposes. The rest doesn't rhyme. I mean, that's a lot to ask of a YouTuber. Very, very horrible dodge, especially seeing as we had the ability to see what was coming way in advance. Come on. This is a series of great incorporeal dodges. Bodied. I gotta tell you, you know what my bias has changed to in Gungeon? It used to be, I like when a gun fires really fast. Now, I'm like, dude, if a gun can one-shot an enemy, I don't care if it takes 45 seconds to reload. That's the gun for me. And it's not always going to one-shot an enemy. Transmographa bullets help out. That was very bad. I don't know who you are. It was you. Okay, we're free. Very bad damage. Watch for rats. Also, try to hit the enemy. And it's a very bold strategy, the likes of which you may not have considered up to this point. But in my personal opinion, when you shoot an enemy and actually collide with them, your bullet collides with them, I should say, I find personally you tend to kill them a lot faster than if you miss them forever. Your mileage may vary. I'm not trying to say anything controversial here. Yo, let's go. Lots of ammo drops. And certainly not because we're not getting hit. Really smart dodge there. Really thought that one through. Okay. We got to be like a third of the way through the floor already. No rad floor so far. And I got to tell you, I would feel a little bit more confident about this whole 6-key setup if we had ever gotten a single 3 super knockout. As of right now, we've gotten 0 3 super knockouts. And we need to get 3 in a row on the same fight. I'm a little pessimistic. You know what? We basically do have to go through the room. Just don't get hit, forehead. You son of a gun. No, we're fine. Okay. Do I think we can do it? Yeah. If we're going to be pedantic. You know, there's some of you people were this kid, by the way. Or this teacher, or this adult for that matter. You know, we always crack a joke like, you know, oh, Superman does good, you do well. There's always like a... I think we're still Tetraminator hours. No blanks, by the way, remember? There's always somebody you're like, could I go to the bathroom? Or can I go to the bathroom? They're like, I don't know, can you? Sorry, Mrs. Doesn't get enough attention at home. May I go to the bathroom? No. No, you may not. So could we? Or can we do that against the boss? I don't know. Can we? May we? Wait, that doesn't even work here. Forgive that metaphor. I had teachers like that, to some extent. I will say, people are naive, to some extent. Everybody thinks, well, many people think that if they were a teacher, it's like if a kid asks you to go to the bathroom, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to let him go to the bathroom. And I'll admit, in a perfect world, it would be the thing you would do. You don't want to be the teacher at the center of those stories where it's like the teacher wouldn't let him go to the bathroom. He peed on the ground, you know? It's a bad look. Nobody wants a kid, well, nobody sane wants a kid peeing on the floor of their classroom to begin with. Not because of the dirt factor, but because of the fact that it makes you a terrible person to have been the teacher that inspired that. And I'm being 100% sincere. However, I will say, taught English in South Korea for a bit. Sometimes, you know, kids would ask to go to the bathroom, and then they'd be gone for like, you know, longer than you need to use the bathroom. And this is coming from somebody who's a long pooper, okay? Now, I want you to be aware. I understand that what I'm saying right now is a little prickly. It's not up to me to police the lengths of the children's bathroom breaks, necessarily. However, it is up to me to make an inference about whether or not they're actually using the bathroom and not just playing on their smartphone in the toilet. Because then their parents call the school. The principal talks to me and yells at me. I hate to say it. Here's the thing. If you're in school right now, I mean, you're probably old enough that this would not even apply to you at this point. But if you are a good kid in school, and I don't even mean like book smart necessarily. I mean, if you do your work, don't break the rules. Pretty much anytime somebody is asked by you, can I go to the bathroom? They're going to say, I don't know. Can you? And then you're going to go, may I go to the bathroom? They'll say yes. Because you got a track record behind you. Your reputation precedes you. If Sally, does all her homework, she doesn't cut up in class, and she's got a history of being nice. Yeah, unlimited bathroom breaks. I trust you, Sally. If Alan wants to go to the bathroom, I don't know. Alan, do you really have to go? Yes, teacher. How bad do you have to go? I have to go really bad. Okay, you can go. I'm just going to make him work a little bit harder for it, is all I'm saying. Because you gotta grill him a little bit. Now, I will say the other thing is, what does this work with? Sounds good to me, dude. The other thing is, if I was a parent, I had to tell my kid, so always ask the teacher to go to the bathroom. If the teacher says no, and you actually have to go to the bathroom, walk out of the classroom. I'm not going to be mad. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, there is a little bit of a guessing game, Are you being honest, or are you just trying to get a break to walk out in the hall for whatever reason? So I'll tell my kid, You always ask first, but if you really got to go and they say no, just walk out the front door. If the principal gets you in trouble, that principal is getting a dressing down. Not in that way, but you know what I mean. Because I get when you're a kid, the principal is like, oh my God, it's the principal. And if your kid actually does something wrong, you're like, I got a call from the principal. It's like a big deal, right? But when you're an adult, if the school has wronged your child, the principal is a freaking nobody, dude. I got no problem getting into that room, giving the principal a piece of mind. You wouldn't let my kid go to the bathroom? They had to pee their pants? Look at you, you're 45 years old. Aren't you embarrassed by the behavior? I'll give him a withering glare. Oh no, I got hit. Actually, we should be careful. I think Tetrominator will be good for us once we get there, but... Hold on. Let's try the pulse cannon. It's got a nice little spread attached to it. I deserve to get hit there. Don't use your blanks. They sadly end up being extremely important on the rat fight almost every time. That was our right room, right? So we got up, right, up. Let's try Tetraminator. All I'm going to say is with my... I was not a draconian teacher as far as bathroom breaks go. But, you know, there are times you can kind of sniff it out. I never had a kid pee on the floor in my classroom. I only taught for a year. I guess, you know, the longer you teach, the more, you know, you run the risk of something like that happening. But still, I think, you know, as an adult, you should have a pretty good sense of, you know, I mean, human decency and empathy, but also simultaneously, like, is this kid messing with me right now? You just went to the bathroom 10 minutes ago. Help, help. Okay, you take too long to kill. I need to come up with a better option. I think the better option is hoping that you transmogrify, and it totally worked. Wow, I'm actually, like, ashamed of how well that worked, because it shouldn't have worked that easily. So I do think Tetris gun is our gun of choice. Well, what else do we got? I would still say Tetraminator is our gun of choice. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. This could be a tough fight, though. I don't think this is necessarily going to be an easy fight. Just focusing. I will also say I'm rethinking this, and now I'm like, I'm not sure, dude. That's fair. That's also too slow, I think. Let's give this a try. Very bad dodge. I really appreciate the Guan Stone in a big way. Dude, I don't know. Help. A lesser Ryan would not have rolled there. Very hard to shoot here. Get him. Get him! Okay, dude, I don't know. I mean, none of my guns have made me that impressed so far. I do think maybe the Demon Head is actually the most effective, embarrassingly enough. But we have to be able to roll while using it, which is a problem. Don't stomp. I know he was going to stomp. Look, I've been around this this game for a while. I do appreciate the Guan Stone, like a great deal. Although now I'm very confused about where we stand. This is where you switch, maybe? I don't know, dude. You know you're in a rough spot. This is what I was going to say earlier when I said I've been around the game for a while. You know you're in a bit of a touchy spot when you're using the Demon Head as your #1 boss killer. It's not really bad necessarily, but it's bad enough to make you think twice about, you know, the decisions that have led you to this point. We're still merely halfway done here. Oh, jeez. We're gonna make it. Okay. Just that realization is so valuable. Just being like, okay, you just look at the numbers and you're like, okay, we got the Guan Stone every single time we get hit. We're gonna be fine. But also, thank God the rat fight exists. Otherwise, would probably be... That's an embarrassing hit right there. Would probably be substantially more frustrated with where we stand. However, we've made it, And it was easy. Okay. We want the keys. There's one key. Send them. Where are we going? Send them. Lost it. Try again. Try again. Try again. God. Please. Please. Okay. You gotta send them, dude. Like, at some point, you gotta win. Like, we lost 80% of our health on that section. I would rather not, but you also gotta use realism at some point in your life. And accept that, hey, you know, that wasn't gonna do it for us. 5 keys is very good still. Practicing our counters there. I was hoping I'd get a chance to counter you. Just to practice. I mean, we had a perfect fight. After the imperfections that led to us to that point. It's a freaking start. No, I will not come closer. So every time we use our active item, we get to shoot our gun. I know that sounds like, what are you talking about? We also just got quadruple ammo, which is amazing. We should have picked up the capacity first before we picked up any guns, but, you know, it happens. Is this origami? It is the origami. Okay. So we want to open 2, a 3. I don't really want to take the shortcut. It's not due to, like, length issues. Believe me. It's due to, I feel like the run gave us an obvious indicator that things, you know, were not really that strong for us. I think we should keep the... I'm giving Guan stones instead of the junk, because I feel like the Guan stones are really bad. And the junk is useless, but could be worth something later. Okay. So we're in a much better place now, obviously. I still think we want to use the hexagon. We'll just also use the cheese on occasion. I gotta tell you, dude, do you see the... anytime we use... I just thought about this. If you were tuning out of the run because you're like, oh, he's got it too easy. I mean, I get it. But also, if you're watching for the gameplay to begin with, you know, what are you thinking? However, check this out. Get Resourceful Sack out there. Anytime you can use your spacebar item, you're going to get like 8 reflecting light hexagon shots around you. We should be able to use our spacebar item basically infinitely. I am so dumb, but thankfully we can hover. So I'm not as dumb as I thought I was. Like, are you seeing this? Also insanely good for the boss fight. I mean, I can't imagine a better spacebar item to work with the ring of triggers than what we got going on right here. Not to mention the spacebar item is already, like, good. The fact that it's not only good, but also enables... oh, it does have a little cooldown associated, but not a big one. That's hilarious. No, get out of here. We might even be able to hold it, but... Look, I'm not switching... I'm not hitting the shift key to switch to Napalm Strike. I'm above that at this point in my Gungeon life. Look at me. Dude, Tangler is a great gun. Anybody who tries to tell you the Tangler is a bad gun, they're trying to sell you on something. I don't know what they're trying to sell you. Maybe a book about how to be bad at Gungeon. Now, the effect is not as good as Light Hexagon. No doubt about that. Hexagon, I think, is still our go-to for the most part. Now, let's think about this. I honestly, I think we're still in Tetris. Oh, but we have so little ammo. Okay. And it was so little ammo for that? In that case. Sure, let's try it. It sucks. The Origami might also suck. But I don't know if it is possible to suck as bad. It's just one of those situations where I'm like, you know, we got ourselves in the fight. It's probably better to just stick with a gun right now than to constantly be trying to switch. Now, we do have cheese. Oh my god. Dude, that was a beautiful fight. Majestic. Frost bullets. Ah, hello. I can't see how we could not win now. Did you see? Oh my god. And the quad laser with synergy? Is it fast? It's fast. Okay, so now we have a new and also, I'm assuming, amazing boss killer. This is actually an incredible synergy. It was actually only capable of getting there. It's not even really a synergistic thing. It's more that we now actually understand the value of the trigger ring as a result of the fact that we had it a couple runs ago. So now I actually understand how to use it effectively. Ish. I'm getting insulted, by the way, whenever an orbital blocks a shot. I'm like, you understand what I'm doing here, right? You're understanding that I want the shot to come into my sphere of influence so I can absorb it and then shoot it back at them tenfold? Okay, I'm just checking, because like it seems like you didn't understand that, but okay. No, this is a BEA beautiful setup, dude. Yikes. We got frost cheese? This is a lazy ammo pickup. I'll be the first to admit it, but... So here's what I'm thinking. We're done with the floor, more or less. We have a blue chest. We'll explore because there should be one more chest over here, but like... Am I going to save a chest or save a key thinking we might have a better chest on the next floor? Absolutely not. I will just open the blue chest because we want to fight the dragon as soon as we get it. That's a terrible item. You should be ashamed of yourself. Get me out of here. Although we might be able to use it fairly frequently. We can also use all of our other items fairly frequently. Get out of here. You've embarrassed me. You've embarrassed me with your gift. Leave. Can you hear my voice getting deeper? Definitely starting to get to that point where my body is like, you know what? This is the last one for sure today. That's fair. I can understand my body's position on the subject because I am my body. And my body is a wonderland, according to John Mayer. So, what, you think you're better than John Mayer? How so? By what criteria? Multi-platinum recording artist, noted philanthropist. John Mayer? We talking about the same guy? Jan Mayer? First of his name? Oh. There's no way he's the first John Mayer, now that I think about it. I'm not saying it's a common name. But it can't be that uncommon. I mean, it's not like, you think there's, and the answer, whenever you say, do you think there's, I think people just automatically go to yes, because 7 billion people is a large number. That was horrible, obviously. But do you think there's any human on planet Earth right now named Austin Powers? Didn't see you there. Trust me, I recognize the fact there's 7 billion people. The movies are very popular. This requires the movies to be very popular. And also somebody with the last name of Powers, probably, to be like, all right, I'll name my kid Austin. So you start to narrow it down. There's not 7 billion people with the last name Powers. You start to get to a lower sample size. I'll say it. I hope there is no person, no 22-year-old on planet Earth right now named Austin Powers. If you're older than the movie, you're completely innocent, by the way. If the movie is older than you, your parents should probably be in jail. I say that without a hint of irony whatsoever. Okay, so this is the greatest synergy mankind has ever seen. Do you see... Wow, I still got hit. Do you see how we blanket the world? With the power of the quad laser. See, the thing you need to note is that the bullet is enormous. There is no escape. You also need to be aware of the fact that jumping is useless. Once you get those two facts under control, you pretty much got it all figured out. Shoot, coward. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, a little tougher, but yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I will say, you are in for a world of hurt when we enter phase 2. For a multitude of different reasons. I'm like, just blank. Make sure these quad lasers are getting in here. This is, first off, I'll say it so you don't have to, rip bitrate. Secondly, this is legitimately like one of the most incredible Gungeon synergies I've ever seen. I'm not using the cheese at all. It's very dumb. I should be using the cheese because it grants, you know, invincibility. Yeah, I knew I was going to get hit there. I think at this point, just get the cheese ready to go, because you pretty much got it at this point. Dude, that was such a fun way to finish this off. I told you, Gungeon still has myriad pleasures. To reward the more savvy viewer and player. I gotta go take a nap. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, I mean, I'll walk it in, of course. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will grab the gun out of this chest, and then it'll go bring. And then it'll come down to me. Please, Devolver. And I'll see you next time. See ya.